You ever have that feeling, you're staring out a window and you just dream of dropping everything and hitting the road, not for a week, but for months, maybe even years? It's a great dream, right? But then reality hits, and it's usually one big scary thought: money. We think we need a massive fortune to be truly free. But what if that whole idea is just wrong? Let's get into it.
So let me just ask you a question. How much money do you think you need to do something absolutely epic? Like, say, ride a motorcycle all the way across China. Just take a second. Get a number in your head. You got it? Okay.
So that line is from the movie Wall Street, and it just perfectly captures this myth we've all been sold that real freedom, real adventure, well, that's something you have to buy with a bundle of cash. But you know what's wild? Author Rolf Potts did the math. You could work for 8 months as a toilet cleaner and have enough money to make that trip. Seriously. And that's the myth we really need to break down. This whole get rich first, travel later idea, it's a trap. It turns travel into just another thing we buy, like a fancy watch or a new sofa. It's why we end up quarantining our adventures into these short, frantic 2-week vacations, because we think that's all we can afford.
This means we're looking at the entire problem completely backwards. The real hurdle isn't what's in our bank account. Nope. It's how we've been taught to think about freedom in the first place. The real issue is our definition of wealth itself.
And this is where this big idea comes in: vagabonding. Now, this is not just a really long vacation. It's a deliberate time out from your normal life. To go see the world, sure, but it's way more than that. It's a fundamental shift in your values. It's a whole new outlook on life that puts experiences way, way above possessions. Just think about the difference for a second. A vacation is usually an accessory to your life. It's a quick escape, a little break. Vagabonding, on the other hand, is about changing your relationship with your life. It's not an escape from life. It's a way to dive deeper into it. Okay, so if vagabonding is a new outlook, how does that actually change things? Well, it means we have to completely redefine what it means to be wealthy. We have to stop thinking about dollars and cents. The real currency of a vagabond is something so much more valuable. Henry David Thoreau figured this out over 150 years ago. He said real wealth isn't about how much stuff you own. It's about how much stuff you don't need to own. It's about freedom from things, not the freedom to buy more things. And this right here, this is the absolute hurt of the vagabonding philosophy. Money comes and goes, right? But time only goes. It's our one true non-renewable resource. How we choose to spend our time, that's the ultimate measure of a rich life. Period. The naturalist John Muir even had a name for people who didn't get this. He called them the time poor. He'd see these wealthy folks show up in Yosemite. They'd get out of their carriage, stare at the giant ancient sequoia trees for maybe a few hours, and then, poof, they'd rush off to the next thing. They had all the money in the world, but they had no time to actually feel the wonder right in front of them. All right, so this all sounds great, but if the idea is to trade our money for more time, how in the world do you actually do that? Well, it's not about winning the lottery. It's about earning your freedom. And you do it with a really powerful and actually pretty old idea: simplicity. And honestly, it boils down to 3 really practical steps. First, just stop buying new stuff. Seriously, just put a freeze on it. No new gadgets, no new clothes you don't need. Second, take a hard look at your daily routine. That daily $5 coffee? It adds up faster than you think. And third, start getting rid of the clutter you already have. Sell the stuff that's just sitting around collecting dust. Every single thing you sell is more time you've just bought for yourself on the road. And when you think like this, that whole period of working and saving completely changes. It's no longer this miserable thing you have to suffer through. Instead, it becomes what they call the gestation period for your journey. It's the time you're earning your freedom, making your plans, and just building that incredible excitement for the adventure that's coming. So, you've done it. You've simplified your life, you saved up the money, and you bought that one-way ticket. You've landed. Now what? See, the real art of vagabonding isn't just about getting to a new place, it's about how you exist once you're there. This is it. This might be the single most important lesson of the whole thing. At home, our lives are all about efficiency, right? Rushing from point A to point B, checking things off a list. On the road, that mentality is poison. Vagabonding is about learning how to slow down. It's about letting your days unfold instead of trying to schedule every minute of them. This mindset is really the difference between being a tourist and being a traveler. The tourist shows up with a checklist, and they see exactly what the guidebook told them they were supposed to see. But the traveler, the vagabond, they show up with open eyes, ready to see whatever happens to be there. And that's a question you can ask yourself anywhere, really. Whether you're halfway across the world or just walking around your own neighborhood, are you actually present? Are you seeing reality as it is, or are you just looking for things that confirm what you already expected to find? But every great journey, no matter how long it is, eventually leads you back home. And honestly, this is often the hardest part of the whole experience. How do you take this massive, life-changing journey and integrate it back into your old life without losing it? The poet T.S. Eliot just nailed it with this line. You come back to the same streets, maybe the same apartment, but you are not the same person. The journey changes your eyes. So coming home isn't the end of the trip. It's the beginning of seeing your old world with a completely fresh perspective. And that's the ultimate takeaway here. Vagabonding was never about running away from your life. The real goal is to take all that awareness, that patience, that curiosity you learned on the road, and make it a permanent part of who you are, right here, right now. So I'll leave you with this final thought. You don't actually need a plane ticket to start vagabonding. The mindset, that can start today. Just imagine, if you were to walk out your front door right now and see your own neighborhood with the fresh, wide-open eyes of a traveler, what amazing things, what stories, what hidden life have you been walking right past every single day?